I'm Ivy.
I'm Rachel, and we are Swords and Sapphics, a podcast all about representation, queer media, women with a capital W, and a little bit of nonsense.
So start sharpening your swords, sip your tea, and join us as we obsess over the wonderful beings that are women. Hello.
Hello.
We are back.
For now, for this one time.
And then no one will ever hear or see us again. Anyway, yeah, we kind of forgot how to do this, so bear with us today.
Yeah, it's been a while. Life is life, and
Mm-hmm.
we
Um,
haven't had much time or energy.
yeah, especially after we had the great idea to do a whole month event. And then we were so
Yeah.
shocked and surprised where we ended up exhausted.
Yeah, and then I spent like 5 hours on a post for Disability Pride Month. Uh, um,
How many hours did you say? Did you say
oh
five
no.
hours?
Yeah, no, that was an understatement, wasn't it? I spent the whole day on it.
It
It
was around
probably,
12.
it was like 12. Yeah,
Y-
I started at like 10 o'clock in the morning and finished after midnight.
Yeah, it was 1:20 my time. So it was after midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So that was that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's the
So anyway,
neurodivergent.
our tip jar can be found on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, actually it's in our link tree. So if you check our bios on Twitter or Instagram or on our latest posts, there's a link there. It's the first option.
Mm-hmm.
It says support us with a tip.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say we deserve it.
I think so. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we're putting out a lot. Well, I wouldn't say we're putting out a lot of content, but we're putting out a lot of content for two neurodivergent people with full-time jobs who are pretty like weighed down by work right now.
Yeah.
So, support goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We won't say no.
We wouldn't say no if you have some extra pennies to give us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Just things. Just let's just catch up. We haven't talked about anything for a very long time, and
Mhm.
we've watched a lot of things, we've been reading a lot of things, we've been playing a lot of games.
Mm,
We have a lot to catch up on.
we
We don't have
certainly do.
a topic in mind
Yeah.
because
We don't
this
have
will
a mind.
just be, we don't have minds anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We have nothing intellectual to give you today. No debates, no rants. Look at
Yeah.
you. Just pure vibes.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. But before we start, I've opened a form for authors to give us our new releases. Because as if you follow our blog, we post monthly releases for that month. So August is about to go up and will be up by the time this goes out. And that's open for the rest of the year, and we'll start taking 2024 releases in November-ish.
Mm-hmm. And readers, if you know about something that you're excited for,
Yeah,
fill it
doesn't
out
have
too.
to just be authors,
Yes.
but it does have to be queer and it does have to be in the month. We've had a lot of people give
Yeah.
us their books when they've already come out, and we're doing the new releases.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you do want to tell us about your books, you can do that elsewhere, anywhere really. Just
Not like
reach out to us.
elsewhere from us, but
No,
elsewhere with us.
with us, yeah. Like DM us or email us or whatever.
Yes.
It's off to a great start.
We're doing so good. And I have my dog here annoying me on my lap, so
What's new, nothing
nothing
changed.
new, nothing changed. Yeah. What are you reading?
What am I not reading would be the better question.
If you know what? No, I cannot have sympathy with you if you're currently reading 3 books.
It's more
You
than
know
three.
my state of affairs. It is nothing. It's nothing. I'm currently reading over 40 books. I lost all my bookmarks.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Anyway, what am I reading? Well, firstly, I'm reading Pirate's Life of Tea by Rebecca Thorne, the second book in the Tea and Tomes series, which has just been picked up by Tor. Congratulations, Rebecca. She probably does not listen to our podcast, but
No.
it's a great series, man. We've already talked about the
We
first
talked
book.
with her.
We talked with her, we talked about it, and the second book is just as great. In fact, I think I might actually be enjoying it more because I'm a high stakes gal, and this has more high stakes, and there's pirates in it.
Yeah. And I got that's what she said joke, and that
Yeah.
did something to me.
I maybe just let's reiterate like how refreshing it is for to have this new cozy fantasy subgenre, because someone said it the other week. Those genres are so off the opposite. Like we'll get so much homophobia and misogyny and general bad fortune for like any marginalized characters.
To make it
So
realistic, but we have dragons.
yeah,
We gotta make it realistic,
we can have dragons, but we can't have women's rights. That's a step too far.
Yeah. It's like the quote from Community. I can excuse racism, but I draw a line at animal cruelty.
Yeah, that's about right. So it's very nice, and I'm glad that we're getting more of these being published traditionally as well as self-published. It's definitely well deserved, and it's great. What more do we need in life?
I could think of a thing or two, but yeah,
Well, it is what it is.
it is what it is.
What else am I reading? I started Lauren Asher. The fuck is it called?
Terms and conditions.
Terms and Conditions. I said, look, I didn't have that many good things to say about the first one
Yeah. Fine print.
because if I was a billionaire, I simply like wouldn't expect people to work 11-hour days, and I certainly would not fall in love with that billionaire. But it's it's marriage of convenience, and sometimes you just need it. Sometimes you just need a subpar romance because
I love these books. No, they're excellent.
I know you do. Yeah,
Hold them subpar to my face.
I just think there are better romances out there. Like I simply wouldn't fall in love with a billionaire in real life, so I can't like.
Me
Really,
neither. It's a book. You know what?
it's
The
a
thing
book.
about Rachel reading books, right? She's fine with 90% of the things, and then she picks up like very small niche issue that she has. It's just funny what you pick to have a problem with in books sometimes.
I know, but I don't know. I yeah. Anyway, yeah. I can't defend myself. I do somehow always find something to dislike, which is quite a problem.
Not to mention, like billionaires these days are not even like hot, tall, or young.
I know. But now I'm ghostwriting, man, and I actually have to write these straight mails, and it's quite disconcerting for me. But that being said, I do enjoy it, man. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. It's good even. It gives me the feelings that I need. I wish that there could be a book that was catered to me.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's that. What else? Oh, I started A Thorn Among Roses by Hayley Anderson, who kindly sent me a paperback of the book. And once again, I must sing her praises because she's just one of my favorite authors, and she's written a Beauty and the Beast Sapphic retelling. And so far, it's amazing. I love it. It's young adult, although there's a three-year time
Jump.
flip switch jump. So she actually ends up being 20, which I guess is between teetering on between young adult and new adult. It's just really great. Yeah. I'm not that far into it yet, but it's witchy and it's vibey and it's dark and it's just really good. And it's sapphic. Did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
I've been rereading The Hunger Games. I'm on Catching Fire. I need to check my Goodreads. I listened to Rachel Lacey's audiobook, Between the Pages. Is it called that? Between the Lines?
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, the other one.
Is it Between the Pages?
The other
Um,
one, the lines. The second.
Between the Lines.
Yes.
Okay. And that was really good. It was a nice audiobook to listen to. It was very soft and joyful. It allowed me to self-insert because she was a Sapphic writer.
Beautiful.
And there was like a case of like hidden identity there. And it was really nice. It was very low stake. Well, it's not low stakes, but it felt really smooth throughout. Like there's no crying involved. Well, there could be. Not for me.
Wow. Thank you.
I've already had enough of myself. I started reading Vivi Conway and the Sword of Legend with my little sister. This is a middle grade book by Lizzie Huxley Jones, and I bought them for my sister and my little cousin as well because they're of the age to read it, but secretly they were for me, so I can read it with them. And it's really great, even to read as an adult. Like there's a talking dog there. It's very like steeped in Welsh myth and legend. And it's so refreshing because the main character is autistic and there is a character with a limb difference and there's a non-binary character and it's really I'm so like happy that I now get to share books like that with my sister because I never had books like that with the exception of like Enid Blyton who had like a very non-binary or trans-coded character in their work, but like I now get to be like, hi, there's this book here and it's got all this representation, and sooner or later, like that representation is going to be so normal in our society as long as you just keep like allowing it to be. And I love that. It makes me so happy. And also my sister suffers with tics anyway, so I think it will do her the world of good to just more like awake in our world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's very exciting and it's very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I have more, but I don't have much to say, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 months of books that we read.
We have so many books. I will say I did read Love Bites by Ry Herman. That one was a really great one. Um, it was a paranormal romance and she's a vampire, and it kind of was written a little bit Casey McQuiston style, but better. Just I don't know whether it was because there was vampires in there or what, but it was just really like there was that humor there that you would find in a Casey McQuiston book. But did I say it was Sapphic?
I don't know.
It's Sapphic. It's got like its dark moments. There's a lot of themes of like PTSD from abusive relationships and stuff, but not in a super duper heavy way all the way through, just like in a very realistic way. And the main character suffers from depression, and yeah, it was a nice read. And it's not that well known in the Sapphic book community, I feel like.
Mm.
Like I went to review it and there wasn't a huge amount of reviews there, but I would really recommend it. It's great.
Good.
Yeah. Over to you. What have you been reading?
I started a new job on 2 jobs at June, and I picked up a book or two altogether. So not much is the answer. What have I been reading? Oh yeah, a new Lore Olympus new volume came out. It's a comic book and I love it and it's great. So I read the first 3 before I went to the 4th because I wanted to read a very high literature that would enrich me and my life. I've decided to get the second book in the Ice Planet Barbarians series. Which is just alien smut, basically. But now
And
that
it's so go on.
well, now that we have that they admitted in America that aliens are real, I'm ready. I'm prepared.
That's what I was gonna say. It's so apt for our time.
Yeah, exactly. It's just I'm just when you go on trips and you read a book about the place that you're going to, this is
Yeah.
basically me, but for a future. Just trying to get ready is all. Ellie Hazelwood had a new book, Love Theoretically. I read that in June. I don't know. I read that and it was brilliant. Is it the same thing she wrote 3 times before, 4 or 5 times before? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Did I read it until late night? Yes. Would I read it again? Yes. Did I read the 10 other things that she's gonna write? Fuck yes. It's just so good. Nothing, honestly, she is one of the very few people that feeds me to like excellently. I
Yeah.
feel everything. I cry. I have the pain in my chest that is the best.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just too good. It's too good. Just too good.
Yeah. I don't blame her for writing the same book 5 times. If it's gonna get her that many bestsellers, I would do it too, man.
Yeah. It's and but again, like there are of course like every single people that read her books is just like me. Like we know it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking good. Anyway.
It's like you forget that like a world exists outside of social media. Like all I see about Ali Hazelwood is how much she's criticized for that.
Yeah.
But like that's the market. People genuinely just want to be reassured that they're going to enjoy something, and the best way to do that is to write similar stories by the same
Honestly,
author.
yeah. And it's just very light. And, she writes most of her, probably all of her characters are somewhere on the asexual spectrum.
Yeah.
Like her main characters are demisexual. In this book, she had an asexual and aromantic character. I feel like he was both. And it's very nicely like dived into, it's very natural, very gentle, very kind. She had diabetes too. So
Mm.
like that's the thing, like especially with books from that book talk loves,
Yeah.
we tend to like throw it on that garbage pile, and I'm putting air quotes around because I love those books, without actually like giving it credit that it deserves. The same with Fourth Wing. I don't know when I read it and if I talked about it here. I fucking loved the Fourth Wing. It was great. It was fun. It had fucking dragons, and the main character was disabled.
Yeah.
And like everyone's like, oh, it's like a wet pet fan fiction. Fuck off.
That's the
Just
first that's the first insult everybody goes to,
yeah.
like fan fiction. But I've read books on Wattpad and like AO3 that are better written than some published work. Like there's not really an insult. Like I know what they're saying
Mm-hmm.
because we did go through the era of like After and the Kissing Booth and stuff like that, where yeah, like in the grand scheme of things, the writing is pretty weak and the story is pretty basic. But like on the whole, fan fiction is a really positive thing, and so is romance. Like it doesn't like who defines the quality of work? Like everybody has a subjective opinion, and the goal of being an author is not to like write outstanding literary fiction. It's just to make the readers enjoy whatever they're reading.
And
And if they do
I
that,
said
then
it
they're being successful.
exactly. And I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Like I don't always want to read perfect writing because it's very difficult for my brain. It like weighs on my brain. So I'm
Yeah.
happy to read like simple sentences and something that like might not be the best quality because I just want to fucking relax.
Yeah, but you say perfect writing and you mean like flowery, prosy
Yeah,
writing.
yeah.
But there's nothing like imperfect about simple sentences.
No.
Like being concise is a really important part about being an author, and you learn that in a creative writing course. Like if you're saying what you mean to say, if the meaning's there and it's being construed in a way that can't be like mistaken, then it's fine. It's perfect writing.
Yeah. We talked about that a lot.
We said we wouldn't be ranting, but then we
Yeah.
ranted.
Here we are.
Nothing new, nothing changed.
Um, and I'm currently reading Digging for Heaven by Jenna Jarvis because I started taking my Kindle when I'm traveling to work. I'm reading on my Kindle. I did read something on my Kindle. Oh, I did, but I'm not going to talk about it because I didn't enjoy it. But I'm currently reading Digging for Heaven. We got an arc from Jenna during our Pride anniversary. and there's dragons, and I still just read like 5%, so I'm at the very beginning, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Good.
It just
I'm
has
excited.
very long chapters.
Yeah, it's a fantasy.
It
So.
is, yeah.
But she is releasing a rom-com later in the year, which is exciting as well.
Beautiful.
A Sapphic again. And if you want to learn more about Jenna, you can read our Prideversary interview with her as well.
Nice brush, nice. That was good.
I'm just really good at this.
This is good, yeah. You're good at hyping everyone up but yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I wrote a book, and I guess you could read it.
Yeah. Well, nobody is reading it.
Well, then go read Rachel's books. She has billions of them right
I
now.
do have
And she's
billions.
on Etsy. We didn't talk about it.
No, I'm selling my signed paperbacks on Etsy now. And I have some bookmarks coming in soon to add. And I add little personalized watercolor paintings with all the orders. So
Yeah.
if you like my books and you kind of want something a bit different, you don't just want the standard Amazon package, head over, grab a signed copy. You'll get some little swag as well, hopefully.
And they're brilliant, so go get them. Anyway. Yeah, and I started King of Pride by Anna Huang like 2 nights ago. And yeah, that's sort of it. I've many books. I bought many books.
Yeah, we bought many books as well. I did too.
Well, you bought
Well, I
three.
bought 3.
You bought 3.
Yeah. I've been pretty good recently.
Yeah, I wasn't. Because during my time off of work, I couldn't buy anything. And now that I finally have money again, something in me snapped. And I went a little nuts this month.
Yeah, which is fine. It's what you deserve.
Yeah. And I ended up not reading. And I ended up doing fucking puzzles and listening to podcasts. I'm not even reading audiobooks right now. I'm just listening to a podcast.
That's okay. Speaking of audiobooks, I do have a new release.
Oh, yes, you do.
Running with the Wolf under my pen name, Bryony Rosehurst, is out now. And the audiobook is really good. I don't mean to sound surprised. But
you are.
But I am. There's been a struggle with getting British narrators, but this one is really great. It's really great. I've not spotted any errors yet.
And it's set in my city.
It is.
In
It
my
takes
place where
place-
I used to live.
It does. She gave me all the information I needed to write in Prague. So it takes place in the monastery where you used to walk all the time.
I did, yes. You didn't know. Oh, I miss that place, man.
Yeah.
Fun fact, recently, my dad owns a toy company, and he sent me one of his tracks being on fire. And I'm like, that looks like Gymnasty Clash there, which is where the setting is of the book. And it was like, yeah, it is there, because when the car blew up, he parked it there.
Yeah.
So there was a fire there now.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was witches, but it might have been witches.
Might have been. It felt the magic there and just
Yeah. Ow.
What are you watching these days?
What am I watching? What am I not watching? What a better question. Well, I'm watching The Walking Dead, of course.
Of course.
I'm on season 6. I'm actually gonna catch up to where I'm at with Grays with The Walking Dead at some point. I'm on
How
season
many
10.
seasons does Walking Dead have?
11. They have some spin-off shows though. So yeah, I'll be busy with that for a while. And then there's new stuff coming out as well, which is exciting.
Beautiful.
So yeah. I've been through a lot with The Walking Dead recently. The episode I watched last night was phenomenal. It was so good. I won't talk about it because I know it'll just bore you to tears, but it was really great.
Good.
I'm really in my zombie era right now. I've started writing a new work in progress called It's Not You, It's Me and Zombies, where two women have an awkward breakup in a Starbucks, which quickly leads to a zombie apocalypse. And I'm loving it, man.
Good.
I don't know what it is. I've not been watching anything with like humans in it recently. I've
I
been watching
even made her
X-Files.
watch Army of the Dead by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
And I was so excited because when it came out, I loved it. And I wanted her to watch it too. And she's like, no, I don't like zombies. They scare me. And now a year later, here we are.
Yeah, everybody is so happy I'm in my zombie era. They're like, I don't know who you are, but I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I was late to the party. To be fair, The Last of Us did it to me. I think it used to freak me out too much because like the idea of like infection and humans not being humans anymore really like freaked me out. But now I guess we're there already. so so it's not so scary anymore. Yeah, I've been watching the X-Files as well, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching stuff from the past. There's so much like nostalgia in it.
Mm.
And also there's something so personal about two like agents or detectives or whatever slowly falling in love and caring about each other, which is why I've also been watching Castle.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped for ages because I wasn't getting fed enough. Like the little crumbs at the end of every episode wasn't enough for me. Then I started again. And I'm like, when am I next going to be fed? I have to ask Ivy all the time when my next good episode will be. So I keep going with it. It's great.
It is.
It
I
is
know it
great.
is.
But I can't lie, because there's always such slow burns, I do end up watching edits on YouTube.
I wish you would lie.
I just need to. I did it with Spike and Buffy as well. I do it with all of them. Especially,
Just to for context, that means she watches spoilers too, and that drives me up the fucking wall.
yeah, but I love it. I need to know. I need to
Yeah.
know it's worth investing my time into. So if I see good moment, I've even watched spoilers of The 100, and I haven't watched that in ages
Yeah.
because there is something so personal to me about Bellamy reviving Clark. And unfortunately, I'm sure it's not that great because Ivy's told me things about that show. And we watched Jurassic Park last weekend, the first one.
I'm back in my dinosaur era, back from when I was like 7.
Worshipping her inner child again.
Yeah. And it brings me so much joy and happiness.
We should talk about the pure sluttiness of Jeff Goldblum in that film. He just
Like,
sits like a fucking painting with his chest out. He's so bisexual coded, it's unreal. Like, I've never seen a more bisexual man in all my life.
mm-hmm. I agree.
And also, he's the only one who's fucking intelligent enough to know that we probably should not recreate dinosaurs in modern society.
He just woke up, apparently like some snake or a reptile that was asleep for 40,000 years or something.
It's a worm buried very far deep into the ice in like Antarctica or some shit. And let me tell you, there is an X-Files episode about that. And
There
they
are
all get fucking infected and nearly die. You should
there are
not be.
billion worm episodes on Grace, and that's just normal worms.
You should not. You shouldn't. You're gonna get a parasitic infection if you go digging into the Antarctica. Let me tell you. Like all the media says so. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to touch the fucking ancient worms. They're
Yeah.
probably cursed.
And again, there are like now 6 movies about why bringing something back from the past is wrong idea.
Yeah.
There might be more than 6 movies, but I'm
I
thinking
just
of the
think
Jurassic
scientists
one.
should stop. I think
Yeah.
it's time to stop. Just stop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like where it's going. I'm thinking, should my zombie virus be parasitic? That might be something to ponder.
Yeah. They revived a 40,000 year old
From a
worm,
worm.
and they got zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it has something to do with mushrooms. Mushrooms are always the culprit as well.
it's true.
What have you been watching?
Well, I finished Once Upon a Time. I don't know if I saw it. I finished that some time ago. Then I Did I went to Lucifer right after that, or did I watch something in between? I think I went right into it.
Didn't you watch Shrinking?
Oh yes, I did watch Shrinking on Apple TV. It's a comedy with Harrison Ford and Jason Segel. And was written by Brett Goldstein, our favorite Roy Kent. It's phenomenally good. It's really good and fun. I recommend it, of course. And yeah, I rewatched Lucifer while I worked. It was great. I was so good. And I sent you like 3 things all together. It was torture.
I didn't want her to send me anything because I'm weak. And if she sends me the scenes, then I'm gonna want to rewatch it because I was already talking about rewatching it a while ago. And I simply don't have time to go rewatch Lucifer. And also, I don't know if I want to do that to myself after the last season.
It was actually, you know what? I was surprised. I surprisingly cried a lot during the last season.
We got evened Maze, so that was something. We got our Sapphics.
It was very funny and it was very sad. Yeah. I did send you the scene where he protects her with his wings.
It's the most iconic scene, man.
Because that lives in my head rent free, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's honestly, I loved the end of, I think it was near the end of, well, it was somewhere in the first season when they just started working together and he protects her and he gets hurt because he lets himself be vulnerable near her, and it's just so special.
It's the best. Yes, yes. When the bad guy kidnapped Trixie in the airplane. Yeah.
Ah,
It was
so
very good. It was very good. Yeah, I loved it. And now I start rewatching Only Murders in the Building before the season 3 comes out soon. I'm very excited for that. Once again, with autumn coming, I want to redo my entire closet with the clothes that Selena Gomez is wearing in the show.
yeah,
Um,
I have the same thing with Trying. What's she called in it? Nikki from
yeah,
Trying.
I get
She
it.
has the bestest coat I've ever seen, and I really want it.
I've I always want to like buy new clothes when I'm watching Killing Eve
Oh yeah,
because like the clothes that Wilena wears is just masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece.
yeah, absolutely.
And like I buy one pants every 6 months when the previous one breaks. So like I'm not buying clothes person. But every time I watch something like this, I want I
Yeah,
want everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that they did not do well with Eve's wardrobe. Like, there's a way to make someone bad at fashion, but also great. But like, they could
With
have
who?
found a balance with Eve.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
wardrobe.
Yeah.
It's just rather ghastly.
That's true. Yeah. And also Chloe in Lucifer is wearing some very good clothes. It's just the
Yeah.
jackets. I love her jackets. And
Yeah,
I
she
love
has
all
good
of them.
jackets. Yeah.
Is that all I'm watching? It is, possibly.
No, we're watching
Oh
Hijack.
yeah, we were watching Hijacked.
It's really good.
It's really good. The last episode is coming out when this podcast is.
Once again, Apple TV. It's just really great for stuff like this.
Yeah.
Idris Elba was always going to be good, but like, oh, I just love it. It's the suspense of like being trapped on a plane.
Mhm. And the thing is, like, what I love is that I love getting to know the characters that are there, like, for a few minutes. I just love
Yeah.
their backstories and, like, all of that.
At
And
first, I
it's
get
like,
angry because I'm like, no, I'm invested in these characters. Take me back to them. And then they get like the whole story, and I'm like, okay.
yeah, and that's the thing, like, I just like that they're taking time and, like, people are calling, like, fun episodes the filler episodes and stuff like that, but I love it. Like, just take your time. Do not rush it. Just tell the story perfectly. And Apple
But
TV is
also,
talking
it's
to
not
me.
to fill time. Like, it's so perfectly
Yeah.
crafted. The way that we know things about all the characters, like, they so clearly pick and
Mhm.
choose what information to feed us
And
for
one.
a more bigger reason. And it's honestly, like their storytelling skills is not something that you find very often. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really glad. Although I guess it's kind of scary because obviously the strikes are happening right now. We may not get good content anymore soon.
Yeah,
But for now it's
but
pretty great.
it's
They're
just
good with unlikable characters as well. They always hit it with unlikable characters to
Mhm.
make you still invest in them even though they're unlikable.
I think they're very good. Like having the main characters are sort of unlikable or like difficult to understand. Like with well, this is real based on true story, but 5 days at Memoriam, you
Yeah.
necessarily wouldn't like Vera's character or agree with her choices, even though I did. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good at that. Like Idris Elba has his moments in this where you're like, oh, I don't trust you, man.
Yeah, and then there are moments when the thing is, I when I see Idris Elba as the main character of some like action thing, I want him to be that unfeeling,
Yeah.
very, very macho man. But he was
Mm,
scared here. I was like, okay, I
yeah.
guess I understand it, but I didn't want that necessarily.
Yeah. I kind of want to watch Lucifer, Luther,
Yeah.
because like we had to watch scenes for media studies ages and ages ago, but he really does play like a great tough guy, but with
Mm,
a little bit of emotion seeping through.
yeah.
We watched Spider-Man No Way Home.
At last.
It was fucking pain.
We watched Moon Knight.
We watched. I love Moon Knight so much.
I
It
know.
was so good. I
I
can't stop
know.
thinking about it.
I would like just to before we get to Miss Marvel, I want it on the record, right? Because we're watching it chronologically as it was coming out, as it was supposed to be watched. And she was like, I don't want to watch Miss Marvel. Like I have nothing, no one to care about. I want it now to be known before we watch it that she's gonna love it because she's fucking brilliant and magical. And I just want to be right, really. Shocking.
I just always attach myself to the actors in Marvel, and that's what keeps me going. Because, like, I wasn't a big superhero fan, but like for Chris Evans, bitch, I might. And then, of course, but like the recent shows have been great. Like, I thought I wouldn't really particularly care about Hawkeye because it's Hawkeye, but like I knew that I would at least have Haley Steinfeld and Yelena. But then I ended up somehow loving it, and dare I say it, I even had some moments where I was okay with Jeremy Renner being there.
The
But
thing is, like this saga, like after Endgame, every single project is just so unique. They started really dropping that sort of superhero
yeah,
formula that they've been using for the last decade. And it's so good and so magical and just so
yeah.
creative and just so fucking good.
That's what it is. Like it's character driven now. It's not
Yes.
about like how powerful they are or how much they can fight or like the bigger villain. Like it really is more based on the character's own battles, and there's something really great about that.
And once again, the show started being something that you can watch on its own without, well,
Yeah.
like most of the show, without having to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I might even give Loki another chance after this
Yes.
because
That one was
because
actually very important for the rest of the saga, but
I know, but I just really don't like his hair.
you watch fucking Walking Dead. You're obsessed with them. You're like, they're so hot. They haven't showered or washed anything of theirs for a decade or how long it looks. He eats possums and you have problem with Loki's hair. See,
Yeah,
this is
because
what I mean, right? This is what I mean when I say you get fixated on such a strange things, as some might say. Especially when Bucky has the same exact fucking hair.
his hair is washed and luscious.
Yeah, when he was in Wakanda, he finally washed his hair there, but not in Winter Soldier.
I think, yeah, but the thing is, black hair looks worse when it's greasy than any other hair type.
But you're thinking of Thor Loki. But
Yeah.
then in the later movies, he has different hair.
I don't know what it is. Like, I've never been invested in the Thor universe of the Marvel. I don't know why. It annoys me as well because, like, I like Chris and I like Natalie Portman and I like Norse mythology, but something never connected for me with it, and I don't know
Mm.
why.
Yeah, I get it, but this is different.
We'll
Anyway,
see. I'll try it. I try it. But She-Hulk is the one I'm most excited for.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Correctly so.
Tatiana Maslany has been my wife since the release of Orphan Black, and I'm ready. I'm very
Understand.
ready. I watched an awful film the other day.
You did.
So awful that like I had to pick up Letterboxd before I'd even finished watching it to read all the bad reviews. It was the Outlaws with Adam Devine and Nina Dobrev and fucking Pierce Morgan. Pierce Brosnan. Who the fuck's Pierce Morgan? No, not Pierce Morgan.
You know it is. Actually, fun fact, yesterday when I was in a car, I saw a billboard with like some concert with Vivaldi, and there was a narrator, Pierce Brosnan, and I was like, why would? And I thought in my head when I see the name Pierce, I'm thinking of Morgan.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would he do that? Why? What? And I was like, hold up, no, they mean James Bond. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's not even spelled the same, but
No.
it happens. Yeah. I've never been a big fan of Pierce Brosnan, to be fair. I always wondered what his accent was, and I recently found out it was Irish, and I was like, it doesn't sound Irish to me. He's got a weird way of talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how they managed to get him on board for this. There was a great James Bond joke, like a little James Bond. He was like, "Who's your favorite?" And it was like five, and obviously that's his James Bond. So there was like a little hint there, but the rest of it was pretty fucking shit. Like, I know Nina Dobrev is like hard up on cash, and she left the Vampire Diaries, but I thought Adam Devine was better than that. The humor was just like toilet humor and sex humor and
Mm.
just like masturbation humor, which was bizarre. And it just like somebody said it read like well, it watched like it had been written by ChatGPT, the AI software. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it did. It really did. It was like the shittest hour and a half of like my life. It started off okay. It went worse.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I looked up and he was dressed as Shrek, and I was like, "How did we get here?" Both like physically and philosophically. It wasn't great. I wouldn't recommend that one.
I did watch two excellent movies.
You did.
I did. I watched Into the Spider-Verse, and I have
Yeah.
my new hyperfixation in the form of Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah.
I'm still there, a month later. It's the fucking best. I love him. I
Yeah.
just bought his Funko Pop. And I don't usually buy the Funko Pop of men unless they're on sale. And this one was, more expensive than usual, but
No.
I just love him very much. It was such a fucking good movie. Which I'm sure everyone will tell you. And I watched Barbie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just don't have words to say how great it was.
Yeah.
I'm just annoyed that once again people are finding something to criticize, like it wasn't good enough and shit like that. I'm just shut the fuck up. It's 2 hours long movie. They're not gonna solve the worldwide problem. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was excellent. It was very good.
I'm excited for
Emma
it.
Mackey is her name,
Yes.
and what's his name?
Eric from Sex Education,
Yeah,
who's now the new doctor. I know
and
he's called Shooty something.
right, they're together as Barbie and Ken. And they were together all the time. Like every time they were on the screen, they were next to each other. And it just
Aw.
brought me so much joy. Like
Yeah.
so much joy.
I was surprised at how many people were in Barbie.
Yeah. There were a lot of people. Someone on red carpet asked Margot Robbie who's more like their on-screen character, and she said Simu Liu. is more likely a scan. And I'm like, just
Yeah.
the shade is there. I'm there for it. He's very chronically online. He's picking up fights when he doesn't have to. So it's fun to see other people seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's disappointing though, man.
Yeah.
I really liked him after Shang-Chi. But you can't trust man.
No.
It's become evident.
No. So what games are you into?
I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil, the first one. I started on Resident Evil 0 and now I'm just on the good old Resident Evil. And I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah, and in connection to it, so am I, because when we're on
Yeah.
the FaceTime and she's like something like that, I'm like, what is happening? I always, because it's in the middle of silence.
I
It's
know.
silence, and then you just gasp, and I gasp.
I know, and I feel awful about it, but there are fucking toads running around the halls at this point.
Fine with it.
At some point, I've got to go and fight a big ass snake, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting intense. Oh yeah, like an idiot, I put the mode on medium, and I'm not a medium player. I'm an easy player. I'm shit at like stuff. So that was a mistake on my part, and from now on, I'm really gonna be going on easy.
Well, then if you replay it, it's like a different gameplay if you're on medium.
It's the same, it's just harder.
Like the things that you're fighting are more difficult to.
Yeah, they're more difficult to kill.
Oh, okay.
And you get more like save because you get ink ribbons to save your progress and like the first aid spray, so you get more of that around if you're on easy. Like the
Okay.
story's still the same and the puzzle parts are still the same. It's just like easier to not die.
Okay. Got it.
Which is what I'm doing a lot at the minute.
Understood.
But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm excited to get to the second one with Leon from Fortnite.
Leon from Fortnite.
Yeah.
We're still playing Fortnite, of course.
We're always playing Fortnite. We've
Yeah.
dipped down a bit because you're puzzling, I'm embroidering.
Yeah.
But we're still playing. I'm now Kate Bishop. I have Kate Bishop's skin.
You do.
And it makes me so happy. And now I'm waiting for the Walking Dead skins to come back.
I just want Captain Marvel, but I feel like she's in the pack that you buy for money, and she wasn't there anyway. So I'm just saving my V-Bucks for someone to strike my fancy.
Yeah.
Or when, you know what, Marvels are coming out in November, so I hope I could get like Brie Larson Captain Marvel skin.
Yeah.
I deserve
Probably.
it.
You do. I agree.
I've been playing Lego Jurassic Park.
You have?
That's great. Because I mean, my dinosaur fucking era is phenomenal. Oh, another thing I actually watched is the second season of Prehistoric Planet, because
Yes.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then I went on to listen to the podcast, which is like 4 or 5 episodes. And they talk about the science behind it and how the show was made and how it even came to be and stuff like that. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Fun. While I'm puzzling my dinosaur puzzles.
Yeah, she lives and breathes dinosaurs.
Yeah, I went to the museum. We have a museum. I didn't know about it. It's quite new. And I found out that we have a museum with dinosaurs, and there are like 5 dinosaur skeletons finished for like 70%. They're not whole. And I've been there now, and I talked my dad into it. And I told him a lot of stuff that I found out on Prehistoric Planet and the podcast. And I also started listening to I Know Dino podcast. I've listened to a bit, which is a podcast about dinosaurs. And yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs.
I know.
But I also have to fangirl a little bit about podcast I'm listening right now, which is, I talked about it before, Dungeons and Daddies, which is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast about dads from our world going to the Forgotten Realms to save their lost children, which is exactly the sentence I have from their intro, by the way. As I'm talking, I hear one of them say it. Anyway, it's just so much fun. It's so good. for the last few episodes, I've actually cried. I cried this morning when I was listening to it. They're
Yeah.
just so good at it. It's
Hmm.
so good. It's so fun. It's so good. And I cannot recommend it enough.
Do you
Anything
have
else?
any tea?
I do
What's the
have a tea.
tea?
I do have
Go
a tea.
on.
I didn't have a forgotten woman in history. I came to realize.
Oh well. Look, we're not back. We're just catching up.
Yeah, we're slowly getting back into it. I do have a tea, and that's sort of it's very fresh.
Mm.
And that's on Shocker, TikTok, BookTok to be precise.
Yeah.
And well, readers of hockey romance are fan casting or like doing edits of characters with real life hockey players. And yesterday, one of wives of one of the player was like, I get it, but you don't have to sexually harass my husband, who is a real person, and you don't like DM them because that's just not good.
Yeah.
And it's fun to be like thirsty for fictional characters, but not a real life person because that's just
Mm-hmm.
not cool. And people are like, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's actually even more interesting than that, and that's because it's from Seattle Kraken, which is a new team, rally new. It's from 2021, and they kind of lean into the book talk a little bit.
Yeah.
And one of the creators on TikTok was like their main influencer. They sent her packages and stuff, and now they unfollowed her after the wife posted this. So it's a whole hot mess. And I mean, it's very simple. It just don't sexualize real people. It's not that difficult.
I don't get
Um,
it, honestly.
yeah.
Like, I could not even bring myself to like write fan fiction about celebrities anymore. Like I used to do when I was a teen and fucking unhinged. But even then, I didn't like invade on their privacy or anything the way
Yeah.
people seem to love doing now. And not just people, like grown ass adults.
Mm-hmm. I remember one of when it Chris Evans went public with Alba Baptista, or what's her last name?
Hmm.
Someone posted a comment with like a letter to him, like fucking how broken
Oh
she
my
was.
god.
Like, fuck's sake, go touch
I
a
mean,
grass.
is it mental illness or are we just a fucking broken society? Like, I don't know.
It can be
It's
two
just a
things.
bit scary
Yeah.
because I was saying this morning, like, I just watched a TikTok where
Hmm.
a woman tried to get Jamie Campbell Bower to sign a marriage license. And like it wasn't real, but it looked real. And he was iffy about signing it. And he was like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with this. And it's just like, why do you go out of your way to make celebrities uncomfortable by like shoving your needs and desires onto them? Like they're
Some
still people.
some girlie recently like bought a plane ticket to travel somewhere where Pedro Pascal was, and then she was upset when he didn't want to take picture with her. Like,
Yeah.
oh my fucking god.
Just can't even imagine it. Like, no wonder like so many celebrities end up quite troubled because it's not
Yeah.
normal to treat people like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just bizarre. It's just bizarre. Even like the daddy thing is annoying me with Pedro Pascal now because he's a very intelligent middle-aged man with a lot to offer the world, and all he gets in interviews now is stuff about being daddy. Like he the questions about revolve around that and not his work, which he puts a lot of fucking effort and thought into.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like we're just becoming so shallow as a society.
Yeah.
And it's just scary. Like you forget that celebrities are also creating art and they probably want to be credited as artists and
Mm-hmm.
professionals and not just like weird fucking things that the internet makes up for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's fucking weird. And of course, like there's been another drama with the reviewer and an author. So an author had like a Discord chat and she asked reviewers to not put out 3-star and lower reviews until after release day, which is already like weird. I get it. You want the stars on Goodreads and Amazon, you want good ratings so that people are going to buy your book on release day. But like that's just not how the world works anyways. But the reviewer forgot or didn't see that or didn't know, and they posted a 3-star review, and she just went like she literally got people in the Discord chat to like bully her, and like they were just being really evil. Like this, like I don't know, man. I don't understand what's wrong with people. Like this is not how to be an author.
Honestly, like just generally the last few years fucked us up so badly. I don't remember it being this bad before. Like it was bad before, but not this bad.
And at this point, you should fucking know that people are not going to respond well to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't be mean to reviewers. It's discourse every week on writing Twitter. It's discourse every day. Like, I don't understand how people think they can get away with it and why they even still do it. Don't check your reviews.
On
Like,
on TikTok too, some girly posted a 4-star review and the author called her a bitch. And
yeah.
then she changed it to 1-star review and then just flooded with 1-star reviews. And she kept laughing it off like I'm gonna, it's gonna get
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's just a joke or something like that. But
She was
like
like, oh, it's just a joke.
yeah.
Like, you do get stupid reviews sometimes. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I checked one for Honeymoon for One that said it was anti-feminist because the mums weren't great. And it was a sapphic book with 2 female main characters who were pretty like great. Like, it does happen. Like, people are wrong about your book sometimes, but unfortunately, like, it's not your book anymore when it's out in the world. It's someone else's.
Yeah.
But we've talked about that enough,
Yeah.
and I'm so tired of the writing discourse. Again, the other day, people were arguing about happily ever afters in romance novels, and it's I don't even want to engage anymore because it's
No.
just the same shit every week.
Honestly, I'm ignoring most of it because I always get so fucking angry and I just can't. I don't have it in me. It's no.
No. It's just the same shit. It's so
Yeah,
exhausting. Like, just want to talk to people I like and be happy about being a writer, and
exactly. Yeah.
it's just so much bullshit happening. And Twitter has turned to X. What the fuck?
Mine
I'm on
and
Blue
me.
Sky. Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky now. But it's you go on X in air quotes, and it still says to tweet.
Yeah.
So it's still Twitter. It's just called X. Like they're still using the same fucking branding. It's just so bizarre. What is going on with the world? I'm so tired.
I know. That's why it's better just to puzzle your problems away with a podcast.
Yeah. So if Twitter does go down, please do follow us on Instagram and make sure to keep updated with our blog because
Yeah.
we still want to keep doing this, even if
Yeah.
Twitter doesn't want us to.
Yeah. And do you want to talk a little bit about Haley's event before we go?
It's the one that we already did.
Is it already was?
Yeah, it's been.
Oh, well then,
It was
where's
just for the
that?
weekend. But
Okay, I thought it was like a month thing or something again.
no, it was just for the weekend. But
Okay.
Haley Anderson did a summer extravaganza a couple of weeks back. We posted plenty about it. And if you liked that, if you grabbed some books and stuff, she's doing another one in winter for the Winter Wonderland. And there's also sign-ups available for indie authors. The more the merrier. So if you're like an author looking for some exposure, it's a really great way to just get involved with the community and um get more exposure for your books, really. Like you'll get put into a list and you can offer your book for either free or a discount. Like there's no set rules for what you need to offer, just something to entice readers. And I'd really recommend it. You do have to pay a sign up fee now because she puts a lot of hard work into it. It's a lot of work. Like
And
I
it's
don't
all the time. Like every time I go on Instagram, she pulls up something new. She does a lot of good work, and if someone
yeah,
deserves the money for it, it's Haley.
absolutely. Like and she's like kind of in the same boat as me. Like she's getting by on like freelance work and ghostwriting, and obviously it doesn't pay as much as it should. So she's always releasing new books as well.
Yeah.
Like she's so busy, and yeah, I just don't know how she does it, because I try to help out as much as I can, and even I get like exhausted just from like
Mhm.
putting in the help. Like, as
Yeah.
much as I love doing it, it's really tiring work.
Yeah.
So would definitely recommend if you want to be part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's well worth it.
Mhm.
Definitely. I don't think we'll be doing any more events for a while.
Yeah, no.
I don't think we'll be doing Queermas this year.
No.
I say that.
You say that, but we might come up with something for sure.
Um,
And yeah, anyway. Well, that's it for from
yeah,
us for now.
wasn't too boring.
Yeah. I was entertained.
I was entertained. I was thoroughly entertained. Thank you for entertaining me.
Thank you for entertaining me.
Always. That's what I'm here for.
Right back at you.
So, to reiterate, we're posting blog posts regularly. There's everything from like disability reads to author interviews. We recently posted one with Kelly Doherty, the author of Ink Stains and Ill-Fated Lies, which I'm currently reading, nearly finished now. It's sapphic fantasy. It's really good world building. I would really recommend that one. And we also posted an interview with Melina Garance. I hope I said that right. Who's written The Flourishing, which is a sapphic suspense and romance, which I just started actually as well. I'm only 10% in, but it's really good. It's funny, but like there's darkness in it too, because there's the main character's husband has gone missing, and the other main character is a policewoman, and then get off on the wrong foot. So it's really good. It's not like anything I've read before in the lesbic community. So there's that. Yeah. So we have interviews. I got lost. But we have interviews, we have recommendations, and there will be, as always, more to come. And if you want to participate on our blog, get in touch.
Yes, you can. We have also a forum somewhere on the website.
We do. We have a form. And soon we'll be, well, when we have time, we have like other services to offer as well, but we haven't really gone through with that yet. But I'm an editor, and I can do graphics as well, and Ivy is a marketing specialist. And there's more for that in our Discord. We have like a lot of help in our Discord for writing tips and marketing tips, and just general chats, updates, writing sprints, anything like that. So if you fancy joining and being among some queer friends, you can do that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, almost forgot about the Discord. But aside from that, if you enjoyed this episode, maybe you can support us with a tip, or let us know, or just give us a boost on social media. And hopefully we'll be back soon with something a bit more structured.
Yeah. If we do something right, it's structure.
Yeah. We had a few ideas for like fun games we can do here. Like guess the abbreviation from books to and stuff.
Yeah.
So we have ideas. We're just slow to do them.
Well then, until next time, let's remember to
support women's rights.
Most importantly, support women's wrongs. Unless they bitch about the reviewers, unless they don't pay their writers and actors the money that they deserve. Unless there's a lot of unlesses. I feel like we all know them by now.
Yeah.
By heart. We shall see you later, alligator.
In a while, crocodile. Thank you for listening to Swords and Sapphics. You can enjoy a new episode every Wednesday.
While waiting, you can visit our website, swordsandsuffolks.com, and find lots of articles, interviews, and guest pieces.
Feel free to contact us with any requests, questions, or inquiries through a form on our website, or directly to our email, swordsandsuffolkspodcast@gmail.com.